This morning, federal investigators are searching for answers in the sinking of the cargo ship Faro. 33 people were on board. Overnight, family members and friends of the missing crew members gathered in Maine for vigils. At least 4 of the 33 crew members are from the state. The Coast Guard continues to look for survivors. So far, it's covered more than 200,000 square miles in the Bermuda Triangle. Mark Strassmann is in Jacksonville, Florida. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. Investigators will now be looking for the ship's voyage data recorder. Its information can tell them what the ship was doing, how it was operating when it ran into Hurricane Joaquin. That recorder transmits its location for about 30 days before the battery dies, but so far, no sign of a signal. 6 days into the search for Faro, the Coast Guard is becoming increasingly pessimistic about finding survivors.
Everything inside of me says my daddy's coming home.
Carla Newkirk's father, 62-year-old Larry Davis, is one of the 33 missing. He has been Faro's lookout, but has spent the last 20 years working on the water as a merchant marine.
If you ever think about having a second home, that's his second home.
Last Thursday, Faro's crew sent out a distress signal. The ship had lost power and propulsion, and the eye of Hurricane Joaquin was bearing down.
Were you worried?
No, I wasn't worried. I've heard the stories of him, being in storms out there on the ocean. But, he's always came home. I need him to come home and tell this story. This is the story that I need for him to tell me now.
Critics, including some families of the missing crew, have questioned Captain Michael Davidson's decision to continue the ship's route into a storm growing stronger.
Those ships certainly have the fuel range capable of going around big to minimize the damages and weather issues.
Some of them have come to terms with the likely outcome.
You don't go through a hurricane like that and survive.
But Carla Newkirk clings to hope.
I just know my dad, and he's a fighter, and I just know that if there's any way, if God has granted any miracle to my family and to my father, he's still out there.
The U.S. Coast Guard could decide as soon as today whether to end the search for survivors. They have scheduled a meeting with crew families for noon today. Charlie?
Mark, thanks.